UFC back in action this weekend. UFC 270 kicking off 2022 in Anaheim, California. And of course, the big fight right there at the top, Francis Ngannou taking on Ciryl Gane. The heavyweight title unification bout. And then you have Brandon Moreno taking on Davison Figueiredo in one of the other high-profile fights. And then you've got Michael Pereira taking on Andre Fiallo. Other fights. Saeed Nurmagomedov also in action. That is one of the fights to watch this weekend as well. For more on UFC 270, let's now welcome in the champ, the Hall of Famer, soon-to-be active fighter, Rashad Evans. Good to have you along, champ. Okay, let's start with the heavyweight unification bout between Ngannou and Gane. Two guys who are former teammates. BC called it, well, he hinted that it's a sexy fight. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations for this fight?
Man, this fight has all the trappings of just a huge fight. I mean, both of these guys are so familiar with each other, the same training partners, same coach, and that's the dynamic. To me, that's the most interesting part because Francis' old coach, Fernando, he knows Francis so well. Although Francis has been away and he's been training in Vegas now, but he knows him. He's fundamental with him from the very beginning of his fight career. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays off. And then you have Ciryl Gane on the other end, who's just been phenomenal lately, moving so well. You know, as you see in this video here from the sparring, you know how comfortable Ciryl Gane is in there with him. And that's something that a lot of other fighters who fought Francis have not been very comfortable with him. Understanding the space, understanding the range, and with Ciryl Gane, he understands the range really well, and then he picks his guys apart.
What's it like to fight someone that you're so familiar with?
It's tough, especially in a situation like this. You know, I think of the Jon Jones situation. When I fought Jon Jones, it was tough because we were so familiar with each other, but then on top of that, the coaches knew me really well too. You know, Greg Jackson helped bring me up from the Ultimate Fighter show, and he knew everything. You know, he knew my strengths, he knew my weaknesses. So, you know, the same thing with Francis Ngannou. Although Francis has grown since the 3 years he's been away from his coach, there's still those tendencies, there's still those things that he knows about him. And just judging from the interviews that I hear, it looks as if like Ciryl Gane is gonna move around a bit, try to tire Francis out, and then pick him apart.
Well, you mentioned Jon Jones. It was thought to be a foregone conclusion that the winner of this fight would go on to take on Jon Jones. But Dana White recently said, doesn't feel confident saying that Jon Jones is next for the winner. Are you buying that? Is there some doubt there that Jones is not gonna get the winner in this fight?
There's some doubt. I mean, just the fact that, you know, with the whole situation with Jon Jones, you know, they're still trying to sort out, you know, if Jon's going to be able to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Jon has been, you know, going through some things outside of the octagon that's been really causing some problems. But, you know, Jon is focused. You know, Jon's been training. He's been training with Henry Cejudo. He changed up things. He was at Jackson's gym. Now he's in Arizona with Henry Cejudo and those guys out there. And he seems to be getting better in different ways, getting stronger, working more on his wrestling, getting more fundamentally sound for going to heavyweight because, you know, it's one thing to say you can go to heavyweight. It's another thing to bulk up there and actually take those heavyweight hits.
All right, we wanted to talk about you announcing that you're coming out of retirement. You're returning to the ring on the 28th of this month versus Gabriel Checo in Miami. What prompted you to come back?
Well, I mean, I've been trying to come back for a while. I've been saying I was going to come back for a while. I've been thinking about it, mulling over the idea, and just been training a few fighters. I was training Greg Hardy, and you know what they say, if you hang in a barbershop too long, you will get a haircut. So it's my turn in the chair. You know, I just feel like it's just my turn to get it in, and it's something that I missed a bit. You know, there's nothing like this feeling of going through the whole process. You know, it's such a mental transformation as well as a physical transformation that I miss very much. But it's different at the same time because cerebrally, I'm just a different fighter, mentally speaking.
Well, one of the things I read in an interview that you recently did, and you said that you kind of rediscovered that love that you had for it at the very beginning. So why Khabib Nurmagomedov's Eagle FC?
It just felt right. You know, I felt like, you know, competing for Khabib is something that, you know, I felt would be good for me, being that he's an old fighter. This is his first promotion, and the fact that, you know, what Eagle FC has been able to put together. You know, they put together a top one facility out there in Miami. You know, it's almost like the UFC Apex Center, how professionally it's done, and you know, they've really taken the steps to really, you know, bring a lot to the fight game already.
Champ, you look great.
Thank you. I feel great. I feel great.
That's the important part. He is Rashad Evans, former UFC champion, one of our fight experts here at CBS Sports HQ, Hall of Famer as well, helping you get set up for UFC 270 this weekend in Anaheim, California, and getting set for return to the ring himself. For more insight and analysis from the fight game, be sure to check out the Morning Combat podcast with Brian Campbell and Luke Thomas. The fellas break it all down from every angle: boxing, UFC, Bellator, MMA. If folks are throwing hands as a pro, those two guys are all over it. Download and follow Morning Combat wherever you get your preferred podcast audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.